Hello everyone, welcome once again. It's your girl Princess Clitin, and we are still on my journey how to keep away from depression. So we have a dual series going on this channel, and it's my journey out of depression. That's the first one. So for people who have been in depression already, or they're in it, or let's say they're close to it and so they're about to get out. And then this one has to be with for people who you just don't want to get to that state. You don't want to get depressed. So these are the kinds of things you can get to do. 1 or 2 things you can get to do so you don't get into depression. So the tips, they've worked for me so far and a few people that I've spoken with. So it could work for you as well. They say different people for different strengths, right? But I guess these ones have worked for a lot more people than I thought, and it also worked for me as well. So that's why I'm coming up. And I'm so sorry that we're coming quite early today, because there are situations and circumstances beyond our control that we'll not be able to handle, and that's why we're coming right now. So forgive me, but it's still Thursday. We didn't want to miss out on coming to you on Thursday because we know you, our audience, you're very important. And if we've given you time, we should be able to keep to it as well. So our topic today, do your research well. Do your research well. Of course, you need to do research when it has to do with relationship issues. So you need to do a lot of research. I'm kind of favored because I have people who get to do the research for me sometimes. I kind of call them my FBI. Sometimes my family members or friends or relatives just get to know that I'm this outgoing person, so I easily just go head over heels, and then it's like I don't take time to do any research at all, so they get to do it for me. But the most important thing I do is that when I get to feel something or I have this attraction to this person, I get to tell someone. I get to tell someone about it. So we're spoken about do not keep it a secret, right? So I get to tell someone about it, and then for some reason they start doing the FBI thing for me or the research thing for me. Don't freak out. It's not like FBI like they're just gonna get you off the game. No, that's not what it's about. So but you need to know a little bit more about this person. And of course, the person has friends, the person has relatives, the person has a lot of people that they're connected to that can help you get to understand the person better or get to know the person better, aside from asking questions, because we've spoken about asking questions as well. So as always, I have a song for you. And what's my song going to be today? It's some other kind of search, but this one, I was found in the search process. And I'm also saying that God should search me because I want to be used by Him. I want to make impact. I want to change lives. I want to bring about social change in my own little way. So I want Him to search my heart and use me in every way that He can. And I also have searched all around, and there's truly no one like Him. So if you have the love of God, of course, things are going to change for you as well. So this is my song. There are actually 2 songs, but I put it in one somehow. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. I searched all over, couldn't find nobody. I looked high and low, still couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater, nobody greater, nobody greater than you. And now my prayer. Lord, search my heart, search my soul, search my life, Lord. Make me a voice, faithful and true. Lord, use my hands, use my feet. your name. Oh Lord, make me a voice forever pray. Sing your name. Oh Lord, make me a voice forever pray. Sing your name. Okay, so that's my song for today. And we're getting on. I want to say welcome to Mr. Zoya Merime. He says he's connected 5 on 5. We have Mr. Rena Efina. He also says he's connected 5 on 5. Glad to have you all on my live show today. And what are we talking about? Do your research well. Do your research well. Okay, so this is one of the tips that you need to do so you don't get into depression, so you don't get depressed, so you don't end up hurt and all that. So our tip for today: do your research well. There is always this tendency of maybe because this happened to this person, it's same with this one. Oh, okay, I met this guy and he spoke to me, he was sincere and everything, so of course the next person is supposed to be like that. No. Go ahead and do your research. Because this lady was kind, sweet, and awesome, it means the next person is going to be the same. No. Do your research well. Because the person comes like all that glitters is gold. No. Do your research well. A lot of times, I'm this very outgoing person, so there's a tendency that when I meet someone and we click, we just get on and on and on. Like, I forget about who is this person? Who are they really? You know? And sometimes, since we don't get to ask questions, we get so worked up, we get so scared that asking questions is going to give the wrong impressions. Meanwhile, not asking questions as well could lead us into trouble. Because it's only by asking questions that you get to know a lot of things. Social media has made it very easy though. Sometimes people have all of them out there on social media. So do your research well. Is it on Facebook? Do your research well. Is it through friends of friends? Do your research well. Is it through family members? It's just about any option that is available to you, that is possible for you. Do your research well. How does this person treat their family members? Is it by asking questions from them personally? That's another way of doing research. Is it by going on their Facebook wall, check their posts, check their comments and all that? That's another way of doing research. Someone might say it's crazy, but yes, you want to be sure. I know you can't be totally and completely sure, but at least to an extent, you need a level of information that is going to help you know who you're dealing with. So yes, do your research well. Oh yes, do your research well. It's important. It is important. There was a time where we had to travel out, and so we did a lot of research already, like a little bit of it, but then we still got into trouble because we didn't do the research detailedly. We didn't do it so well. We had to be paying money for things that we really didn't need to pay any money for. We paid huge sums of money. But if we did a lot of research, we would not have been paying those amounts of monies. We would not have been losing out of things for things that we really had an opportunity to enjoy. So do your research well. Don't just assume. Don't just think you know it. These are some of the topics we've already spoken about. When you don't ask questions, you're not sure, you start assuming things. And when you assume things, you're going to spend a lot, or you're going to get into a whole lot of trouble. So you want to do your research well. I'm kind of favored because I have friends and I have a sister in particular. So when I get this click with this person, the next thing I do is I just tell her, I have this thing for this person, there's this click, there's this connection that I have with this person. So she just goes on and does the FBI job for me, and then she brings information sometimes. And most of the times, majority of the times, she was actually right. Because when I take that information right now, what I do most of the times is I ask the person personally, is this what it's all about? Is this who you are? Sometimes I just ask questions around that particular subject. Let's say, for instance, they tell me, this is what you do. Sometimes people are not comfortable saying those things, or we're not comfortable asking, like, what do you do for a living and all that stuff. But then when you have backup information, you can know how to go about putting the questions you want to ask. Like we said, you're not just going to ask someone that, are you going to have sex with me before you marry? No. That doesn't sound okay. It doesn't sound right. But what's your take on fornication? That's a reasonable question, you know. That's a reasonable question. And it's because you've put your standards that you're not going to have sex before marriage. So you need to know how to ask the questions right to get answers. And what if you can ask those questions? You do the research. Like I said, Facebook, Instagram, people have a whole lot of stuff. Walls, people's walls, friends of friends, friends. You know, you can get a whole lot of information from there. There was a friend of mine sometime back. She was supposed to be in a relationship with this guy. And then all of a sudden, the guy is really talking to her and they're about getting serious, only for her to find out that the guy was already married. I mean, like, it was supposed to be a pop-up from a friend's wall or a picture from somewhere that she saw. And he was there. This guy was married. But here was the guy talking to her and really getting serious. I mean, like, really serious. It's that crazy these days. But you know, some of those things, some of those kinds of activities like that, they get to be on people's Facebook wall, they get to be on Instagram and all that. And you know, once it's uploaded online, even if you delete it on your own page, it can actually get totally deleted, right? So we should be careful with what we want to put on social media because we don't want to get into trouble. And that's how they found out that information. It's crazy. That's how some girls also found out that they all were dating one and the same person. Based on research, they were doing research. They just went trying to find out all about the person, to get to know the person better. Maybe the person is not giving you enough closure, enough information. And then you go doing research on maybe any social media platform, and then you find out this kind of really, really crazy information. It's better you find out from the start than to get into it deep inside, and then it feels like you can't get out. Because if I'm on cloud 9, maybe if someone is telling me that, I'll tell the person, oh, you're just jealous. You just don't want me to be in a relationship with this person. That's why you're doing this. That's why you're saying that. A lot of people get to say things like that. So it's good that when you're about to get into the relationship already, do that research. If you have this click to the person, maybe be you the girl or the guy, you have this click to the person and you want to get serious, you believe that this could get somewhere serious, do your research well. Do your research well. Friends of friends could know this person. Like I said, there was one time a lady was doing something where she was putting people's pictures on there and she was saying something like, oh, this person is single. And then people were coming and shouting like, we know that our friend is dating this person. We know that our friend is dating this lady, this guy. And then the guy is here as a single person. The lady is here as a single person. That's not normal, right? So yes, you need to do your research well. You really need to do your research well. Sometimes things might seem like it, but they're not. There are lots of things that when we realize that we didn't do our research well and we're spending a whole lot of money, we're spending money that we didn't need to spend, we started asking questions and it saved us a whole lot. A whole lot. So you can imagine, that's just for life. Then imagine in relationships. Just like I said. So you find out that this person that you've been investing your time, your energy, your resources, and whatever investments you can do in a relationship, you've been investing, and the person was just playing you. I read a story just recently on social media, and someone says, guys are built in this way that they can do all these beautiful things, and you really think that they're doing it because they're in love with you. Meanwhile, they just want to get one thing from you. And when they're done with that, they're done. So you look at it and you're like, so ladies are kind of very emotional. So you look at it and you're like, oh my goodness, this guy took a flight from Japan to Cameroon just to come and see me. Oh, he's a real deal. Trust me. That person was telling us that a guy can actually do that just to come and have sex with you, have fun, and go away. Yeah, is that serious? So you want to be cautious enough. You want to do your research well to know which kind of person this is. Character is like pregnancy. It doesn't get to hide. And like I'm saying over and over again, social media is making it a lot easy for all of us. You can actually do that research on social media and you get a lot of information, a whole lot of information. There was some time, a friend as well, same thing. Like the family members actually found a picture somewhere of a guy that was really serious with her, and she was into this guy totally and completely, and they found out that the guy was married. It's crazy. It's crazy. The world we're in right now, you want to be sure, you want to be certain. Like I'm saying, it's not going to be like 100% sure. Life is a risk. We'll take lots and lots of risk. Leaving the next day, you don't even know what's going to happen. It's still a risk. Getting into a relationship is a risk. Staying there, getting married is a risk. Everything about life is a risk. So you would still take risks. But then you have to be able to minimize the risks. And one way you'll be able to minimize that is by doing your research. Oh yes, it's by doing your research. All that glitters is not gold. That he's being so nice, he's being so lovely, he's being so caring, he's spending recklessly as much as he can spend on you, doesn't necessarily mean that he's serious and he's ready for a relationship. That this lady is all over the place with you, flaunting you left and right, back and center, doesn't necessarily mean she's ready for a relationship. So you need to do your research well. Yes, it looks like you're poking into the people's lives, but if you want to be in that person's life, then you really need to poke into the life to find out what you need to know. Character is like pregnancy, you can't hide. So like I said, just like what I normally do, like when I want to add people to my friends list on Facebook, on social media in general, what I do is I go to your wall and I read your posts, I read your comments, I follow you on other people's walls and all that, and I get to read what you write, your comments, your posts and all that. It gives me a little bit of who you are. It gives me a little bit additional information of who you are. Well, that's because that's me. I don't live a different life on Facebook or on social media and live a different life like out of social media. I'm one. So if you see what I do on social media and you meet me personally, you're going to get exactly the same things. But for the fact that social media is virtual. Oh, my mom is here. Mama Agnes Bongere, she's here. Welcome on our show today, live show. And she says food for thought. Yeah, we need to do research well. Especially ladies who are so emotional. So we just get all like you're into this guy and you just go head over heels and you're done. You don't want to find out anything. You don't want to even listen to other people. Maybe someone is telling you that they know this person, like they know this, and this is going on. You're like, no. And in these our days, of course we know we can bypass the fact that there are people who are jealous and envious and they won't want anything to happen between two of you. But yes, there's no smoke without fire. You need to check. You need to find out by yourself as well. If someone tells you, you can also do the research yourself. Wherever they got that information from, you too can get that information firsthand if you can. And yes, it gets that serious. If you don't want to get hurt, if you don't want to end up in depression, then do your research well. It's important. Don't do partial research. We did partial research, and we got ourselves to be spending so much more than we're supposed to have spent if we did that research fully. We had to pay for some large amount of luggages and all that. Meanwhile, if we did our research well, we would not pay that kind of amount of money. So yes, like I say, these tips have to do with everything in life, but most especially on our show, we're talking about it based on relationship between a guy and a lady. That's the kind of relationship we're talking about here. But it works even for family members, even for friends and all that. So do your research well. Did someone say something to you? Do your research well. Did someone ask you for something? Do your research well. Get to ask questions. The perfect way to get information most times is to ask questions. And someone asked on one of our live shows, what if you ask questions and the person gives you a wrong answer? That is a different thing entirely. That's deception. Now it's no longer assumption, because you assume when you don't have answers at all. But when someone gives you a wrong answer, that's deception, and it's a different thing altogether, which you would eventually get to find out, because the truth never hides. That's just it. So I don't know if someone actually got into a situation or a hard moment or a difficult time because they didn't do research. If you're one of those persons, you can tell us on the comment section, or you can actually tell me so you can request to come live and talk on this show. We always do that. Like I always say, it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. I love us talking to each other. If you don't do your research well, you can get into serious trouble, especially when it comes to relationship. Yeah. Some people get to Facebook, find out information about the person they're dealing with. Some people get to Instagram. Some people get to Twitter and all the social media platforms that are available. Yes, you can get information about people on there. It's very, very possible. And like I said, be careful what you post on social media, because even deleting it from your page or your wall doesn't mean it's actually deleted from the cloud totally and completely. And that you put it up there for some time, a friend might have already downloaded it at their end. So someday they could post it up there. Maybe, just maybe it's your birthday. Just maybe it's an event that has to do with celebrating you. And they post that picture that you never wanted it to be up there. Of course, someone doing a research will find that out, and it might get to be a problem to you. So are you doing your research well, or are you just saying, well, whatever? I'm not saying you should use people's past. Everybody has a past. Everybody has issues. I'm not saying you should use people's past and condemn them right now. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just to get additional information on who this person is. And sometimes you can also get that additional information from their social media platforms, from their brothers and sisters, from their friends, from friends of friends. You can actually get that information from them. But the best way to do the research is to ask questions. Ask questions, especially from the person you want to get serious with. Yeah, it's important. Sometimes it might feel like there's stupid questions. It might feel like the questions are just out of place. Go ahead and ask. You have nothing to lose, right? If you get the answer, it's a plus. You have additional information that can help you take the next step, right? So you need that information. You need that additional information about that person. You need that additional information about that person you want to get into a relationship with. You need additional information. Yeah. So, I don't know about you out there. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what you're going through. But if you want to keep away from hurt, if you want to keep away from depression, please do your research properly. Find out about that person you want to get serious with. Find out about the person you want to get engaged to. Find out. Just find out. So like we've been saying, from the tips, if you've not watched the previous episodes, you can actually get to watch them. It's on my wall, and this every tip for every Thursday gets to be like a comment on it. So you can get to comment on each of them and then tell us what you think, or give us your own angle that you understand this topic on, or give us a story, give us a scenario to confirm, so that many more people can learn and many more people can be saved from all the heartaches, all the heartbreaks, and all that gets to happen in this our generation, or that someone is not going to get into a relationship and then be rushing out. Someone is not going to rush in and rush out. It's like this generation is instant. We just want it now, now, now. We don't want to check. We don't want to think about it. We don't want to think over it. We don't want to do a little bit of work. We don't want to do research. But it's going to get us into trouble. So yes, if you want to get to find out on all the other episodes that have passed, you can get on my wall, and the first episode, never give a blank check. I believe that should have been the first episode though. And if you want to get to find out all about this series, you can get to that particular one and you'll see all the series in the comment section from series 1 to 7. You're going to find it there. And then my journey out of depression, that's for those who are already gotten hurt, those who are already gotten heartbroken, those who are already in depression and they want to get out. You have some tips there. Like I always say, I gave a disclaimer on one of my videos and I'm giving it again today. If you're one who has been diagnosed that you're depressed and you're on medications, please go ahead and take your medications. Don't stop because you listen or you watched one of my videos and you found 2 or 3 tips that are very helpful and you're feeling better, and then you just go on and stop your medications. No. Total disclaimer. That's what I'm saying today. Take your drugs till the end. If you're prescribed for a month, take it for a month. If you're prescribed for a week, take it for a week. If you're prescribed for a year, take it for a year. Except your medical practitioner tells you that you should stop. So don't come here and see 1 or 2 or 3 tips and then you use them, you're feeling better, you're feeling fine, and then you just stop your medications. No, please don't do that. I always say when I was younger, they give us like, there's this drug they used to give us for about a week for malaria treatment. And then when I take it for the first 2 days and I feel okay and I feel fine, I kind of dump the rest. I just forget about the prescription. If it was a 1-week prescription, I just take it for 2 days because I'm feeling fine. I just go on. And then when the thing is coming back again, it comes back this time around like worse than it came before. So you don't want to do that. That's my disclaimer today, please. So mine, I came out without medications. There are a few people who have also spoken to me that they went through without medications. They just gave them some practical steps. Depending on the level that yours is, that's what gets to happen. You could actually be on medications, or you could actually just take practical steps to get out. So I did practical steps. That's what was given to me, and I got out. So I don't know what yours is, but if you're on medication, don't just use these steps and feel good and feel okay and then you stop your medication. Let your medical practitioner tell you to stop your medications, okay? Okay, I'm Princess Clitin. I always say I love you so very much. And there are times when I'm talking to you, I can go on and on and on and I don't want to get off, but I have to at some point, right? Okay, so it's about here that we'll be signing off. Real inspiration. We hope that it gets to be a blessing. It gets to be help to someone. You can also get to share. You just don't know, someone on your wall, someone on your audience that I cannot be able to meet might actually get to be transformed or helped with this video if you share it on your wall as well. So this is about the point where I would say I love you so very much, but I got to go. Until next Thursday, stay connected to Real Inspiration and we'll be bringing you lots more. Like I say, we have this every Thursday. It's a live show, and we have my journey out of depression every Tuesday. That's pre-recorded, and I'm hoping that by the time we're done with these tips here, you are going to be the one to give us topics you want us to talk on and come live. Oh yes, That's how it's going to be. So on the comment section, you can actually put what you think. You can actually put if this has been helpful to you. You can also get to us if you want to come live on Real Inspiration. We'll be delighted and honored to have you. So you can be a blessing or an agent of transformation to someone out there. I've had a wonderful time with you so far, and I hope that you have a lovely weekend. We're close to the weekend, right? Yay! And my mommy Agnes says, more power to your elbows. Thank you, mommy. I'm so glad to have you and honored to have you today on the show. And I'm believing that we'll have lots more fun on this page, Realty International. Okay, we had Mr. Ndifobo Romano Joel. He says, bless you. Thank you very much for coming. We also had Hans Nanya, my young daddy. He was also there. Who else did we have today? Who else was there? Okay, Mr. Zoye Mary May was there. Mr. Reina Afina was there. That's my Ghanaian brother. And who else was there? Okay, so this is about the point where we're leaving. Today, do your research well. For anything you want to do, anything you want to do in life, do a little bit of research. Having additional information about anything in life is very important. So too is having additional information about people you want to get into a serious relationship with. Mwah.